So in case you've been unaware, the gameplay has finally been revealed for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. About 15 minutes worth of alpha gameplay footage, and it was enjoyable to watch. I'm John Berry, and in today's episode of Star Wars Talk, I'll be kind of giving you guys my thoughts for the footage review for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So, as I said, this is the alpha, so it's getting close to, it's pretty well good for an alpha, I gotta say. Actually, I have no, all I know is like beta is like the almost ready to release version, something like that. But regardless, it looks excellent. Now, the first mechanic that they really show off is the wall running. And that looks somewhat stressful, I got to say. But there was some lot of other good mechanics. But before I get into that, Saw Gerrera is going to be most likely, an NPC in this game. Which is kind of interesting, because he looks way younger than he did in Rogue One or Rebels, but definitely older than he did in the Clone Wars. But it also established some connectivity, and it also serves to establish the timeline. It connects it with a well-known character from a movie to kind of build that up. And maybe it could somehow serve to explain why this Jedi is not present later on in the saga. No, he doesn't show up at all. Because we know Saw Gerrera was a bit more extreme, so it's reasonable to, believe that maybe he got the Jedi to go on a mission that cost the Jedi his life or got captured, something. But this is the gameplay, not the story. But so this does show a lot. Also, I think the planet looks like Kashyyyk, or Kashyyyk, however you want to say it. I always say Kashyyyk. It looks like Kashyyyk, and there's Wookiee slaves. Is it? I don't know. I'm just going to guess. But another main thing we get to see a lot of is the droid. The droid has a type of map mechanic, which is kind of nice. The droid also has a heal mechanic, which allows, if you're low on health, the droid will heal you. So I think, you have to tell the droid to heal, and it gives you like a Bacter injection or something. Though I think it might be only when you're not in combat, I don't know. But the droid also does provide some light, and seems to be very useful. It's hacking into computer terminals and all that. And it either moves on its own or rides on your character's shoulder. Depends on, I guess, the environment you're in. And speaking of light that the droid does sometimes provide, your lights, or the lightsaber as the Jedi carries, will also provide light in low light environments, which is very nice to see. And then of course, the gameplay also shows off some of the force powers. Of course, you got the standard push and pull, but there's also saber, and you could call it force speed, but it's more like the time slows down for you, so you can react quicker, if that makes sense. So it's not, because like sometimes in some games, you would actually be moving faster than anyone else, but here it's clearly everything slows down for you. But that does allow you to do some pretty neat stuff, like, how in The Force Awakens Kylo throws a blaster bolt? You essentially can do that, but not in the same way. It's more of you're reacting so quickly, it looks like it's frozen. Which I think is just a pretty neat mechanic overall, and it just looks cool, it really does. And then of course there's the troopers, and no single trooper type really feels out of place. And first, of course, you got your standard stormtroopers, the weakest of all. Then you got scout troopers, which are carrying some type of electro staff weapon, electroprod, something like that, but an electrical weapon. They pose more of a challenge, I saw in the gameplay, but still fairly easy to defeat. There was also flame troopers, and at the end they kind of showed a montage of some other stuff, and they had a few other things, and showed some other troopers, like one with a repeating blaster and a few others. But the probably the biggest trooper, most difficult that you will have to face in this gameplay that we saw, so there might be some tougher ones, but is the Purge Trooper. Now I think there should be like a another type of extremely strong trooper, but that carries a blaster. Maybe there will be. I don't know. But yeah, but this just focus on the Purge Trooper. I saw in the footage 2 Purge Troopers spaced apart fairly well. And the first one is obviously dealing with some type of something else non-Jedi hunting related. Maybe, no. Well, obviously the Empire is engaging in slavery, so maybe the Purge Troopers help with that. I don't know. But the Purge Trooper makes the specific comment, a Jedi, this is what I've trained for. Which means that, at this point, I guess the encounters of Jedi are far diminished, so Purge Troopers are being assigned to other duties, which is where it's hinted at when we see this first Purge Trooper doing something, whether it's either like attacking somebody, but obviously they've been assigned to different duties that they were not necessarily trained for, so when he sees a Jedi, he's happy because he can actually fulfill his training. Then we see another one later on who's like expecting the Jedi, probably because no security and all that has alerted him to the presence, so he's able to prepare. Which I thought was kind of nice, and they're definitely strong, but they're not difficult to defeat necessarily. They're essentially not weak. I suspect that there's going to be probably something between the Purge Trooper and an Inquisitor. Because we know there's going to be an Inquisitor somewhere. So there has to be something else there. What? I don't know. Oh, actually, I think I do know. Because at the very end, we get to see a KX security droid. So, K2SO from Rogue One, he was a KX series security droid. Which is essentially a bad droid, but marked as security. But that the Empire uses. So, and they're shown to be a lot. I got the impression that they're going to be stronger than the Purge Troopers. I don't know. But the one that we saw did have a female voice, but it does have the same kind of attitude that K2SO has, kind of a snarky attitude. Because the droid says, visiting hours are not available, something like that, because the Jedi is freeing a bunch of Wookiee slaves that are held in a detention block. But obviously that personality did not leave when K2SO was reprogrammed. But totally leave. Or got increased, something like that, but it was still present in the snarkiness. But yeah, I think they might be between Purge Troopers and Inquisitors whenever we get to see Inquisitors. Maybe we'll even get to face some other tough troopers, I don't know, but what I've seen so far, I am pretty excited about. Oh, another thing. Spiders. Essentially, big alien spiders are a natural environment, wildlife that you have to sometimes deal with. I hate spiders, by the way, so I'm going to probably take some pleasure in stopping those. But yeah, I just don't like spiders. There's also a swimming mechanic for when you have to go through an area of deep water, which is pretty neat. That's actually as I was about to say earlier, is pretty much all that I have. Overall, I'm very excited for the game. I really can't wait, and I can't wait to see what it looks like in beta and even the final version, because I'm pretty sure we'll probably be seeing some more gameplay footage, but regardless, it looks great and I can't wait. So thank you for watching my breakdown of the Fallen Order gameplay that has been reviewed at EA Play. If you enjoyed my breakdown, please consider leaving a like and letting me know, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you excited for the game? And just your general thoughts on the game as well. Also, please consider following me on Facebook, Twitter, and that stuff. The socials, links are in the description for that. As well are the links for my website, my Discord server, which you can chat with me there. I want to really much expand communication with you guys, and Discord is a very good way of doing that. And if you're interested, please consider supporting my channel. You can do so either by simply watching my content and interacting with my content. That is always a good way of supporting my channel. But if you want to do so monetarily, the options available are Patreon for $1 a month, I have a PayPal.me set up now. You can donate directly for there or for any amount, one-time donation if you want. If you just want to contribute a little, but you don't necessarily want to make a monthly commitment, which I do understand, or by buying merch from my merch store. All those will be linked in the description. So that's all I have for you guys. Besides, do consider checking out the video or the playlist that will be on screen and subscribing to my channel. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you always.